period. Amplitude and period. Okay, the amplitude of a sine or a cosine function is going to be the coefficient to the sine or the cosine function itself. So as we look for the amplitude, it's going to be the absolute value of the number that's in front of the sine or the cosine. The period is going to be changed by the coefficient to the x, because that causes the horizontal compression or stretching. It's going to take the previous period. The way we do this is going to be, if we have a trig function of y equals a trig bx, is that a is going to be the amplitude and 2 pi over b is going to be the period, the new period. Actually, 2 pi divided by absolute b in case you get a negative, and actually technically the absolute amplitude is absolute value of a. So we're going to be looking at the number in front of the trig function for the amplitude, and we're going to be looking at the coefficient to the x to figure out the period. So first, amplitude. Amplitude. In the left-hand problem, we have the number out in front as a -3. So the amplitude is going to be equal to the absolute value of -3, which is 3. The period, to find the period, we're going to take 2 pi and divide it by the absolute value of the number that's in front of x, which is a 5. So the period is going to be 2 pi over 5. Okay, try it again. One more example on the right here. So amplitude is the absolute value of the number that's in front of the trig function. So in this case, it's the absolute value of the -2. Absolute value of -2 is +2. Period. The period is going to be 2 pi divided by the absolute value of the number that is the coefficient to the x. So in here, it's going to be divided by 3. So the period will be 2 pi over 3. Okay, try one on your own here. Y equals 4 sine of 7 times x minus 2 plus 3. There's a whole lot of extra pieces in here that you don't care about and don't need, so don't get confused by them. Just do what you need. See, assuming you paused and tried it on your own, the amplitude would be the absolute value of the number in front of the trig function, so the absolute value of 4, which is just 4. The period, on the other hand, is going to be 2 pi divided by the absolute value of the coefficient to the x. So if this 7 were expanded through, we'd have a 7x minus a 14, but we don't care about the 14 or the 2 or the 3 even. The coefficient to the x would be 7, so that's the number that goes here, and our period is 2 pi over 7.